We step out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm not gonna go in now.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Alright, shut the fuck up. Fuck, I'm trying to play the fucking game. Fuck. Fuck everybody at. Appreciate it for the likes, man. I can run? Can't run on this bitch?
When
GG's.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, I ain't even hear what he said. If y'all hear that sound, that means people gifting me on my TikTok. Appreciate it for the gifts. Appreciate it for the gifts. Damn, what he said? Go to the right though?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
He said take the first open door on my left. Man, fuck that. I ain't listening to that nigga. Gangster. Yeah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I don't know.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her? Who is her, Chet? Fuck you mean?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? My bitch? What are you talking about? Oh, shit.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What the fuck wrong with this freak ass narrator?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh, shit. What the fuck is this?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Nah, I don't trust that shit.
Sorry.
Oh!
You're in my story now.
Shit. Shit, I hit that little shit.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Damn.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
You see?
Guys,
can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
so I do not prison.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
The fuck? What the fuck happened?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I died.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go down this way or something.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Where's the office at? I don't like them doors closing behind me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I don't know what the fuck going on.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
The fuck is this?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I can't sprint on this bitch.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What's that with y'all in the chat, man?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Bro,
No,
I'm so confused right
he
now.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For
Damn. Damn, he gonna keep yapping the whole game. Right, bro.
blackness
That nigga is, yeah.
and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Castanet. Castanet in my
Was it
chat.
over?
What the hell? That bitch said Castanet just joined my chat.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Orlando
Where had
Salazar,
his
what's up?
co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
What am I supposed to do?
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives,
God,
it
wait
will
till
be
the shit come
his.
down?
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Don't wait till that bit hit all the way down.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
That's it? What the? I'm back in this bitch.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Bro, what
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bro, what the fuck is this game?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Chat, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
what that
stunned
code
to
was?
discover not an
I can't remember
indication
that
of
code.
any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
That's it,
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons
Why do it
on
got
the
me playing
keypad,
this shit again,
Stanley
bro?
happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Chat, what the fuck is going on right now? Why am I playing this shit again, bro? What is going on, bro? This the same shit, ain't it? Yo, what's
Stanley
up?
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh. Was I supposed to go this way? Chat, should I go down this way? Fuck it, I'm a gangster. I ain't listening to no nigga no more.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Damn. Fuck it, I'm still thinking, yeah, man. I'm going down that bitch.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I ain't worried
At
about
this
this.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Like, but if I keep going, is that bitch gonna make me start all the way back over though? Like, but either way, I started back over, chat. Fucking, I'm thinking, yeah. I'll go fuck. Walk down that bitch. Nah, I don't think this is it, chat. Bro, that bitch make me start all the way back up, bro. I'm gonna be pissed off. The fuck is this?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Appreciate it for the lights. Appreciate it for the lights. Stanley.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wait, so I was already dead, chat? Was the office of the game, the path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sessions have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first feature. Wait. What do you mean? Pressing of this opening session was important to get right. The score has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in good time. You playing the game, not this. I hate you. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley's parable design. Once the room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of contradiction this room posed. The office. Chat, I don't know what the fuck going on. In September 2012, we submitted the state of parable to the green light values process of the game for Steam. And is this credits, my nigga? Care about none of this shit? This shit telling me about bullshit, bro. You said hey, till I said hey.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No,
Gosh,
perhaps
bro.
not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time.
Damn. Bro, what is this game, cuz? Bro, this shit. What happened? Bro. What the fuck happened? I gotta.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
The fuck he mean somebody following me? Man, what the this guy tripping.
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them.
Fuck no. Hell no. Hell no. Check. Check, what should I do, Check? Should I look behind me? Hell nah, cuz. Nah, continue. Hey, should I look behind me? He said somebody follow me. Should I look behind me, bro? Bro, what should I do, bro? Should I look behind me or should I keep straight? Look behind me? Fuck no. Bro, if this shit scare me, bro, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna punch a hole in my monitor. Oh shit, bro. I gotta leave back like this. Hold on, let me get right. Get right, bro. Hey, man,
It was
come
only
on,
a
guys.
matter of time.
Ain't nothing behind me. Oh, ain't nobody behind me. Guys. Does it make it so? I'm gone, though. He can't catch me. I'm out of there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm out of there, coach. If he is behind me, he fucked.
Yet there was not a single person here
I
either.
gotta watch this
Feeling a
shit.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
But I ain't gonna lie, chat. If this shit, bro, this
Coming
shit.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Bro, this shit made me start back over, bro, after I done did this shit 3 times, bro. GG's. Oh, I ain't never been here. What y'all do, chat? What if this bitch make me start all the way back over, bro? I'm gonna get pissed off this bitch when we start over. But what if I had to go this way though? Low key vibey though. Bah. Damn. The fuck going on? Bro, you tell me I ain't got no fucking will? What is this over here? Executive bathroom? I got the feeling money is for spilling, but not yours, of course. This shit right here, bro.
The moment he entered his manager's office,
What it is,
Stanley
2845?
froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so
Bro.
he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Fucking guys, bro. This narrator pisses me off. That's the
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
this nigga pissing me off, bro.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Went down that shit and never
Facility.
going down that shit again. GG's.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Chat, if this shit make me start back over, bro, getting a refund. Want my money back.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Trying to make sure. I hear everything, bro. How I supposed to get 4 up there, though? It won't even let me go. Oh, is it unlocked? Alright. Or do I supposed to hit all of them in order? So, 1, 2, what 3 at? Three. Four. Now I gotta go hit 5 at the bottom, chat. What if I'm doing this shit for no reason? Nigga just yapping. What is that red button right now? 5. Like I said, for no fucking reason, bro. Fuck it, I'm just. I don't even know what that shit meant.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments
Shit, I'm out this
until
bitch.
the bomb
Yeah.
goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before
This
you're
nigga closed the
obliterated.
door on me, bro.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I
Wish I'd
simply
have
let you
fucking
sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this,
So
though.
I'm finna die,
This
bro.
version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
Nah, but it is over.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this
Appreciate
big
it for the
red
gifts.
button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Bro,
Stanley,
the fuck I
you're
supposed to
in
do,
for quite a
Chad?
disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Bro.
But Stanley
Get off
simply
this shit, bro.
couldn't
Can't do that shit, bro. I can't do it no more, bro. I literally did everything, bro. Like, what they want me to do? Like, what the fuck? Cuz, I literally did everything. I turned the shit off. That bitch made me start over. I turned it on. Nigga killed me. That's over with, bro. It's over with.